What is good, guys? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's happening with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down some very bullish signals on Teslas we're breaking out right now, not to mention more news involving Jerome Powell and his testimony and his Tesla stock. But before I break down most information, before I talk about some news for Tesla, what's happening with the share price, let me just mention a few things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moon, deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you are guaranteed 15 free stocks in total, not to mention level 2 data with free trading in total with $0 commissions. Anyways, now let's talk about what's happening with the market. So looking at Tesla, we're actually breaking to the upside, breaking through this resistance from yesterday at this 260 area, and Tesla's on a breakout right now. If we continue to push, I'll be looking at 262.5 and 264, and overall, we're looking quite bullish as we're approaching these new highs, and Tesla's once again continuing to break out very, very nicely. But overall, with this breakout on Tesla, the question is what's affecting this? I want to talk about Jerome Powell and then some news about Tesla before I talk about the charts. Jerome Powell is still giving his testimony. It's actually very, very boring. And Jerome Powell himself actually said that he's not going to be talking too much about future monetary policy. He can't make any claims about that. So he's trying to be very patient when it comes to his claims and such. So unfortunately, the reason why the market overall is kind of like choppy, kind of range bound, is because Jerome Powell's not really saying much. He was talking about how the elevated risk of inflation kind of affects different things. That's some of the things that he said. He also said that a rate cut is not appropriate right now until they get greater confidence. The same things he's been saying. He also mentioned that the first quarter did not really give them greater confidence to really start cutting just yet. And then restraining or reducing rates too late or too little could actually weaken the economy and the jobs market, and they have to be very careful. He also mentioned that overall, holding rates high for too long simultaneously can jeopardize economic growth, and he said many other things. We also had U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen also making a lot of claims about inflation, how she believes it's going to come down over time, and then keeping rates too high for too long is going to be not the best of moves. And she also mentioned how they have to find a very, very good balance, and that inflation is still coming back down. So, Jerome Powell said other important things. He also said one more thing I'm going to read. He said that, and I quote, "I am not sending any signals today about timing, about the timing of future Fed policy actions." So, like I said before, guys, he's not really saying much. That's why the market's not going crazy. If he had made a big claim about inflation or said anything about the economy, we could have seen a much bigger move in the markets. We haven't really seen that quite yet. Janet Yellen also said that the labor market is no longer driving inflation in the U.S. economy to the extent it was earlier in the pandemic recovery. So that's something else that's worth noting. Once again, guys, not saying that I trust everything that's being said by these people. I'm just saying that that is what they're saying. The market is still holding up despite that. As far as Tesla goes, there's been a lot of talk right now, a lot of rumors spreading about the Model Y Juniper redesign that could be coming out. We don't know for sure when this is going to come out, but there's been a lot of talk about this. I think that there is going to be a refresh for the Model Y coming out soon, likely next year, though, maybe not this year. Tesla's more focused on a bunch of different things. And this is actually something else that another strategist has been saying about Tesla, about how the new model timeline will be key to growth. And they're actually talking about different things. So we have Goldstein coming out talking about how Tesla's a very high growth stock and has very, very positive reactions coming out. And then for its sustained growth, they're talking about how Tesla's going to need another affordable model by the end of 2025. And they're going to be looking for more models as well, which is going to help pursue a lot more growth. Also, they're talking about how overall the stock is going to be fine. They're very, very bullish nonetheless. So we got some nice ratings and a lot of talk about new models to potentially come out. There's also some talk about how the Cybertruck is coming to the Goodwood Festival of Speed. Very, very cool stuff right over here. This is going to be between Thursday, the 11th of July, up until Sunday, the 14th of July, which is going to be very, very awesome, at least for Tesla, getting a lot more exposure. So the 2024 Goodwood Festival of Speed's full lineup of vehicles shows the Cybertruck is going to be there, and it's going to be helping to demonstrate what it's capable of doing. Very, very cool things about it, and there's going to be a lot of people attending that event in the UK. So very, very cool stuff. Very, very awesome for Tesla. Tesla's also helping to power China and its computing expansion with the megapacks. That's something else that's worth noting, very, very important. So that's something that's been actually talked about right here about their increases in computing power. So the megapacks are providing energy, which enables companies to use their renewable energy generator a lot better. And they're going to actually kind of scale up and deploy more megapacks, which will be used to help store energy for these expansions. So it's actually bullish news. This is going to help, once again, drive in more revenue for Tesla and spur in more growth, at least in China. With that being said, what's happening to Tesla? Tesla's continuing to push very, very nicely. We came just short of this 262 resistance right about here. Break this, and we're going up to about 264 to 265. And then through that, we could go all the way up to about 270. But if you zoom out of the chart and actually pull up the 4-hour time frame, you can see that Tesla is still looking quite bullish. Nice little breakout for today, breaking the highs. And if you zoom out all the way, you will see our target is actually closer to about 265. So if you look at the full measured move of this inverse head and shoulders, we could be looking for a move all the way up there. So I'll be watching to see if this can make its way up towards 265. That's where the previous level happened to be. And overall, it's still bullish. I think Tesla will get all the way up there to push a little bit more. But then we'll see how it ends up reacting once we get to that next level. But overall, Tesla's looking bullish, holding up, outperforming the market, looking pretty solid in my personal opinion. Not bad whatsoever. It's also doing a great job at holding up, whereas the whole market is kind of like choppy. So great job from Tesla. There's more upside potential as long as you try to continue to break resistance. We are looking more bullish, technically speaking. Going to be looking for 264 to 265 very, very soon. I think Tesla will get there over the next few days, so long as there's no bad news. As far as SPY goes, however, SPY is actually very boring. The reason for that is because Jerome Powell said he's trying to not say too much about future monetary policy, and he is being very careful with his words. He's just not trying to say much. So we've been very choppy all day. Had Powell said something crazy, we could have seen a big pump to about 557.5 or a rug pull back down to 555. But as long as he remains very ambiguous, the market's going to remain trading sideways. For Nvidia, same thing. We pumped all the way up to about 135, only to return back down to 131. We're still trading sideways. I think we're going to retest 130 and just continue to consolidate. Like I said before, Powell's not really causing much, but I am seeing a little bit of a dip coming before we just consolidate from here. So there's not much going on with this. Bitcoin pumped a bit towards 57,000, not really doing a whole lot. We have a nice double bottom like structure, so there is some upside potential technically. We need to see if this can break past 58,000 to push higher. Otherwise, we're just kind of shopping around and waiting for some time. Now, the QQQ is showing a little bit of weakness. If you look at the chart, you guys can see it's kind of barely holding this 498 support. We actually have 497.33 is another main support at our 50 EMA to 498. Our resistance is all the way up towards 500, so we've been going back and forth and back and forth, but there is a risk of this dipping a little bit lower, right back down to this support. If we end up losing this 497 area, this previous resistance becoming support, we'll be dipping all the way down towards 495. There is a little bit of risk of downside on the QQQ off this bearish divergence, but just know that we haven't officially lost key support. We're just showing a little bit of weakness here. It's going to depend a lot on what happens after Jerome Powell's speech. Generally, when he finishes speaking, the market makes a big move, so we'll wait and see. But there is a little bit of risk to that. For Apple, we're continuing to break to new all-time highs again and again and again, and now we're just kind of shuffling around 228. As long as we hold above that, we could be looking for 230. If we lose this, we're going to be dipping back down towards 226. Otherwise, we're just shuffling. We're just going sideways on Apple, not really doing a whole lot. Let me just go over a few more real quick. Looking at Coinbase, we're just trading sideways as well within this range. We're still below this trend line, so it's not a good sign. We're trying to get back up, so watch 224 as resistance. If this breaks, we retest the trend line. If we reject here, we're going to be dipping back down towards about 221. So I'll be watching to see what we end up doing. We're still range bound, and I am seeing a little bit of sideways price action, not really a whole lot that's going on. For Amazon, we're just testing 200, kind of shuffling up here, still waiting to see if we break 200 to go up to 202, if we reject back down to 197.5 or not. Otherwise, we're just shuffling below 200. Meta is also shuffling around this 533 area, not really doing much. It's also very, very boring. We're just stuck between 530 and 535. Once again, shuffling, going back and forth and back and forth. There's not much going on, so we're just waiting to see which way we break. Microsoft, on the other hand, had some bearish news, which is why we got a little bit of a dip. We lost 464, so I'm going to be eyeing this previous support, which is now our previous resistance becoming support at 461. If that fails us, we're going all the way down to 460, so I favor downside on Microsoft for now. I think 460 is likely coming. Same thing with Google. We might be dipping down towards 190. If that fails us, 188 is coming. So look for a little bit of a dip just for the super, super short term. GameStop is just shuffling at 24, not really doing a whole lot. AMC is trying to push a little bit, showing some strength, but watch 5.5 as resistance. Otherwise, there's not really much going on with the markets. Market is just trading sideways. Not much is going on, but Tesla's outperforming, continuing to push up. As long as we hold above these levels, I'll be looking for 264 very, very soon, and eventually 265, that entire range. We'll see how we end up reacting there. If we do break past 265, I'll be looking at 267.5. Not counting on it to go that high quite yet. Let's just see how it reacts to 265 first. So I think Tesla has more upside potential and it's holding up very well. So we'll just have to see how things go from here. But with that being said, thank you for listening. Tesla's looking very bullish. It has more upside potential. And we'll see if we can try to break past 265 or not. We'll look for a big test very, very soon. With that being said, I thank you for listening. Have a great day, guys, and peace out.